Warren Buffett, how to earn your first $100,000. Earning your first $100,000 is not as easy as it seems. According to Warren Buffett's partner, Charlie Munger, getting your first $100,000 is a bitch. Yeah, you heard that word right. But in this video, we're going to tell you how you can earn your first $100K with the Warren Buffett method. If you want to emulate Warren Buffett and become a successful investor, you're on the right track. Let's examine how he got started in investing and what he saw in these businesses that convinced him to put money into them. But first, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn the bell icon on. How Warren Buffett made his first $100,000. Reading The Snowball by Alice Schroeder will help you discover the assets that gave Warren Buffett his initial financial footing. Buffett credited Graham as a major influence on his investment selections. However, Warren Buffett did not follow Ben Graham's approach to investing. Buffett is fixated on the concept of compound interest. The idea of compounding is the process of receiving returns not just on your initial investment, but also on returns that you've earned in the past. You need to reinvest your earnings in your account for compounding to take effect. When Buffett was managing a partnership, he could transform a dollar into about $27. That had always been his end game, to become rich. Let's take a look at some examples. Long holding investment. Buffett learned that Geico's chairman was Ben Graham. Graham Newman previously acquired a sizable holding in Geico shares. Washington was home to Geico's national headquarters. On Saturday, Buffett decided to meet Lorimer Davidson in Washington, so he took a train from New York. Davidson told Buffett that Geico's low expenditures were made possible by their decision to avoid the use of insurance salespeople. On Monday, less than 2 days after returning to New York, Warren sold off enough stocks to wipe out his entire fortune and used the earnings to acquire 350 shares of Geico. At its peak, Geico was selling for $42 per share, or nearly 8 times its most recent EPS. Buffett estimated that the stock price would rise to $80 or $90 within 5 years. Buffett probably anticipated earning at least 15% annually for as long as he owned Geico, because he meant that in 5 years each share would be worth $80 to $90. Not that it would take a whole 5 years, but $80 to $90 is a reasonable estimate. Buffett didn't want to invest his money only at a rate of 10% compound interest. His target rate on return on investment was 30 to 40%. He would repeat this Geico pattern over and over again. Buying potential stocks in bulk. National American Fire Insurance stocks have a weird story. The price of the shares seemed ridiculously low at first glance. Price-to-earnings ratio was below 1, plus around 20% of the book value. The more you dug into the details, the more cheap the stock appeared. One of the most intelligent investors in the insurance industry used it as a personal holding company. It was essentially a stock that was extremely difficult to sell and had a much higher value in the past. The stock was eventually divided among other investors. They could still recall when a share of the stock was worth $100. That's where many of them bought it. Many investors held out for the stock to recover to $100 in the hopes of making a profit. However, after being so badly hurt by the stock, they saw no reason to invest any further money in it. What Warren Buffett did next is the most interesting part of the story. So the stock price was around $27 at its recent high. He made some preliminary purchases at roughly $30 per share. Finally, he settled on $35. After some time, he started offering people $100 a share. Buffett paid 3.5 times earnings, or $100 per share. Still, he was only paying out around 75% of the book value for what he considered to be the greatest insurance providers in the United States. Consider how many of us would have hesitated at paying $100 a share. After all, if you got in at $27 a share, $100 a share probably seems steep, right? As you continue to spend more and more money, you might start to question whether you're making the right decision. Buffett, however, did not. Buffett sought the maximum possible rate of return on his investment. Even if the price dropped to $100 per share, he would still make more than 20% annually. When you know for sure that a stock will increase in value by more than 20% every year, the prudent move is to purchase as many shares as possible. The secret to compounding your money is not caring if you pay $30 a share, $60 a share, or $100 per share. The goal is to invest as much money as possible in the stock at the peak of its popularity and price. That's just 2 examples, but how can you earn your first $100,000? Well, that's easy. Follow what Warren did in his life. He has 2 basic rules for investing. 1, avoid losing money at all costs. And 2, Remember rule number 1. Before investing in a company, he always follows his rule of thumb, which is 1. They need to be simple to understand and straightforward. And 2. They need to have a dependable income stream. 3. A healthy return on investment, or ROI, that the business can only get from organic growth and minimal borrowing. 4. Having a high ability to generate cash flow. And 5. It's under the direction of managers whose main goal is to maximize profits for stockholders rather than their gain. Apart from that, there are certain things you should do. 1. Start thinking like an entrepreneur at a young age. Buffett always had a talent for coming up with novel approaches to making money even when he was a young adult. He sold pinball machines and delivered newspapers. So take it from Buffett. If you want to become a millionaire, you can't wait till you're older to start a firm. Learn how to increase your income and then put that money away wisely in investments. As he said, people who start early also tend to become more financially conscious in other areas. They are more likely to spot inefficiencies and look for opportunities to use what they've learned about investing elsewhere. 2. Reinvest the earnings. You should not cash out your investment gains, but rather reinvest them. When Buffett was a teenager, he and a friend started a business selling pinball machines. They bought one machine and put in a total of $25. They invested their earnings into more machines, eventually having 8 machines spread across different places rather than spending it all on teen-oriented goods. After the partners split up and sold the pinball machine company, Buffett invested some of his earnings in a new venture. 3. Avoid taking on any extra debt. There's a proverb that goes something like, you have to spend money to make money. It takes money to launch a business, and some entrepreneurs turn to loans to get the ball rolling. Avoid taking on unneeded loans and credit card debt, says Warren Buffett. If you're smart, you're going to make a lot of money without borrowing, he said. I've never taken out a loan that was more than a few $100s. 4. If you have to get a loan, get a low-interest one. Buffett generally favors debt-free investments, although he will employ leverage to increase return on equity if necessary. In his 2010 shareholder letter, Warren Buffett outlined the advantages and risks of borrowing money. Profits can be increased by using leverage effectively. Your partner will think you're brilliant, and your neighbors will be green with envy, said Buffett. Leverage, however, can be highly addictive. Few people, once exposed to its benefits, revert to more traditional ways of doing things. 5. Simplify your life. Want to know Buffett's secret for making a fortune? Not only should you try to imitate his financial decisions, but also his way of life. In general, a person's spending habits will reflect their income level. He has billions of dollars, yet he doesn't spend it extravagantly. Inflation increased the value of the $31,500 home Buffett bought in 1958 to $250,000, but in 2016 his base income as chairman and chief executive of Berkshire Hathaway was just $100,000. 6. Never stop educating yourself. Though a degree isn't required for financial success, keeping your mind nourished is. Doing so can help you learn the ins and outs of various industries and investments. Even though he may be an investment genius, Buffett continues to learn and grow through reading. Buffett claims he reads for at least 4 hours a day, Nayeri remarked. As the saying goes, if you want to be a millionaire, you have to be the best at something, and the only way to get ahead is to keep feeding your mind. 7. Don't pass up chances. Making your first million requires you to take chances and maybe even leave your comfort zone. Buffett's best investing decisions demonstrate that he's a man who seizes opportunities when they present themselves. At the University of Georgia, he told the audience, "Don't miss out on major life events." Buffett once stated, "We don't do very many things, but when we get the chance to do something right and big, we've got to do it." Moreover, doing so on a modest scale would be virtually as bad an idea as doing nothing at all. You can't wait around for 500 perfect moments. You have to seize the ones that present themselves. In conclusion, if you want to earn, start today. Learn about compound interest, stocks, and market patterns, and don't miss your opportunities. We hope this video helps you get an idea of how you can earn your first $100,000. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and press the bell icon to keep up with the latest videos. See you next time.